Hey guys, Jimmy here, welcome to Windy England, and today we're going to be trying to replace the water pump as well as a couple of seals in the MX-5. Now, I would not be doing this if not for a very helpful tutorial video on the Car Passion channel, so make sure you go and check him out, he's fantastic. All the stuff he does to MX-5 has pretty much saved me over the last couple of days, so yeah, give him a like or whatever, and yeah, we're going to get jacked up and then get some cooling out of it. Right, so we just got the radiator out, and you can see already sort of the extent of the leak and the rust we're getting here. I'm thinking a lot of the rust is coming from the thermostat housing. You can see inside here, very dirty. The actual leak itself coming from a bit further down here, just behind this pulley. That's where the fuel pump, the water pump is. So we're going to be getting in there next. Everything seems to be sort of okay, no damage other than me sort of pulling things out. But so far so good. Alright, and so while Joe was recovering from a bit of radiator in the eye, I'm going to charge you for that by the way, I took off the air bit, probably got a name, and just taking out the spark plugs as well. A bit of oil in this one here, a little bit in there as well, so I'm wondering what that could be. If anyone can let me know, that'd be great. Hopefully it's not terminal. Joe's just undoing the strap brace at the front so we can get into the engine cover, and then yeah, open the head. I guess now we'll take off the valve cover. I'm a bit nervous about doing this. I've done this. Oh, that popped off. That's the gasket. Oh, that's oily in there. Oh yeah. There you go. We're replacing that gasket because it's sort of gone messy. That's very oily in there, isn't it? I wonder if that's meant to be. Oh well, we'll find out. Old thermostat and the housing, I think is where a good portion of this rust is coming from. Looks like that. So we're going to try and clean that out a little bit. I haven't got any spare, we didn't buy another housing, probably a job for another day. But Joe's sighs in the background. We're just currently in the stage of taking all the accessory belts off. This is the timing belt here. We've just taken off the water pump belt, and this is the alternator and other things belt. Is that coming loose now? So yeah, it's a bit loose. And just to let you know, I am actually doing a lot of this work because I'm the one filming. So whenever I'm filming, I don't do work. Tell them, Joe.
Yeah, that's true.
So this is the harmonic dampener. It sits just below the water pump pulley, which we've just taken off. And where I said we had a leaking water pump, I wasn't lying, as you can see. That is pretty much coated in it's rust water. It's not actually rusting through at all, it's just on the surface, so we're going to have to give that a clean off before we even think about putting it back on again. Sort of get further and further in, we're seeing the extent of the rust water, the coating that we're having to deal with. You see on these the tensioners here, very rusty. There shouldn't be anything on those at all. Up here on the cam gears as well, obviously the thermostat, there's the pump down there, just about to be shown. And we're probably about to see the cause of all the mess, if you can get that out quickly, Joe. There you go. Let's move that. And there you go. That is what a 40 water pump does to the inside of your engine. Okay, so what we've done, because we're going to be lining this back up later when we're retiming it, a little bit of Tipex and timed where the E and the I is compared to here, so we know where the cam gears go back on. We're about to take the cam gears off so we can redo one of these seals back here. Basically this little contraption here is our way of keeping the cams not from moving. Now, as in the video, we've made sure that we're using nothing that's going to scratch it, so we've got plastic here, plastic on this side, and we've got a nice little vice on top of it as well to keep it all in place, and that should hopefully give us the pull we need to get these off. Okay, so we ran into a small hitch down there, as you can see, or not just onto Joe, is the bolt for the crankshaft. We're trying to take that off so we can replace the seal and then replace the timing belt, but we just can't get it off. We've tried for quite a while to get it off, we can't manage it, so we've decided to sort of leave it because it doesn't need doing right now. It's just something it would be good to do. And as a result, we aren't changing the timing belt either, which is a shame because I really wanted to do that. I've got one waiting for me, but again, that's something we'll do in a second. Just going to get the water pump off now, which is a bit we've obviously come to do, so yeah, hopefully this is the sort of the problem. Well, there you go.
But I guess that's normal, right?
Water pump moves slightly and it pisses, yeah! End of day 1, I guess, and we're admitting defeat. Jolien, would you like to explain what we've been doing for the last hour and not doing?
Yes. So, well, it's probably more than the last hour now. We've just, essentially what we've been doing is just trying to get a bolt off of the side of the water pump. We got all the other ones off. But there's this one that's in a really awkward place on the side, and it's sort of a bit worn as well, probably by us. So it's between two sizes basically, and we can't get it off.
Joe, say hello.
Hello.
Well, I guess it is day 2, but it's like a
week.
It's like a week later. And today we are fixing the MX-5. Yes, I don't know if I showed you guys this or not. I don't know if I showed you. This is the socket. I don't know, come on, focus. That came off the water pump when we tried to fix it properly. Yeah, you can't really see it, but so you can see it a little bit now. The end of it, the socket basically exploded because the thing was on so tight. But we got a mechanic out. He got the bolt off that we needed to get off, which is good. And now we can sort of progress actually getting this water pump switched over. He also said that the timing belt is fine, doesn't really need changing, so we're going to not do that for now and save it for another day. So this is what I came back to. The water pump's been taken off now by a mechanic. You can see in there again the results of it just running awfully for a while. Sort of give that a bit of a clean as best I can before putting everything back on there again and flushing it all through. You can see about here where the leak sort of is at its worst, which is with a bit of water's coming down there. Why it's leaking? It's a bit out of focus, but you get the idea. Gasket basically died, and I looked around for the rest of it to see if it was just something that got like taken away or unattached, etc. But no, that wasn't it. Gasket's just broken, and that's why we've been leaking, I think. Hopefully, anyway. Yeah. Okay, this is the reason why we couldn't get in last time. I'll try and get a bit of focus on that. That's the bolt there. It's just rounded, basically. Hopefully, we should be able to get it back on, maybe, with enough pressure.
If you get the right angle, should.
Yeah, we should be able to get it back on enough for it not to be. I think it got sort of rusted in place before, so that was a lot tougher. But this is your water pump. If you want to show us that off, that's what it looks like on the outside. Very good, Joe. Very nice. And on the inside, this is sort of the impeller, and you can see it's a little bit janky and also doesn't feel very nice. So new one in there, and hopefully that will solve our problem. So we just went and got all the rust off. I'm not sure what this is in the background there. It's okay. It's not like bad or anything, and the coolant in the background in here is definitely coolant. It's rusty, but it's there. So I'm not really sure. I think we're okay. We'll put it back together, and if it still leaks, then obviously it's not okay, but hey, we'll find out, I guess. Can you guess which one's the new bit? I can. Also, this gasket is a fuck. Okay, so I've just replaced the rubber gasket on the rocker cover here. The other one was pretty stuck on before. What I did, you have to be careful, you don't want to scratch any of this stuff, is I just got a pair of pliers around the edge here. It was these two that were stuck, and then just sort of pulled out, and it came out just fine. And this is all stuck in from what I can see. What I've got to do next, I think, according to the video, is put a little bit of silicone sealant around the edge of the ending bit, he says, knowing the name of it, and that should keep it all in place and nice and snug, and might even prevent a little bit of the oil I've got leaking out of it. So I think this is probably a good replacement to make. So Joe and I just retimed the cam gears. You can see now they're in alignment. Basically how we did that is, how we got out of alignment in the first place, is we were trying to follow the car passion's video where he sort of wrenches up the hex parts of the camshafts up here, and that would keep it in place while undoing these, but we aren't doing that today because we can't get the rest of this off, so long story. And basically when I did that, I'll help you in a minute, Joe. And basically when I did that, I think I turned one of the camshafts and that put it out of time, which is why we had to now just we had to hold this in place and slightly sort of move it back so it's now in time again. Not long left now. We have to take the airflow meter out because that's a fucker to get on, so we have to get some more leverage over it. This is also something I have to replace. I've just taped up for now to make sure it works. It's the temperature sensor. The thing at the top is broken, so I'm just taped it in like it's a bod. It will be fixed very soon, don't worry. Everything else is in place, just got to put the radiator in now and then see if it works, I guess. Okay, right, we've just finished putting everything back in again. This is a board here, I showed you this already. We had to tape this back in just so it stayed there. It's the water sensor, the water temperature sensor, which we can get a new one of anyway, doesn't matter. Everything's bolted back in. Put a bit of water in it just to see if it runs, and we'll drain it and put coolant in if it does. But this is the moment of truth. Have we broken it? Stand back a little bit in case it explodes. I don't know.
Nice.
Dude, we fucking did it, man!
Yeah, man. Give some fucking high five there.
Okay, so there's a possibility we might have broken it, I'm not sure. We just started it up, and after we stopped the recording, it cut out. It just stopped. Although, we've just discovered that we didn't put the airflow meter sensor back on, so that's probably why it cut out, but it's still not sounding fantastic. Maybe we've done the timing wrong or something, I don't know. We thought we did the timing right, it looked right. Probably going to have to get a mechanic in for a second opinion, but we're going to try to start it up again in a second with the airflow meter on and see if it works better. Okay, so we filled up with coolant. It's all done, all filled up, etc. And you have a weird thing going on at the moment. When the radiator cap is off, just off completely, water just pisses from the bottom, like worse than before, and I'm not quite sure why. But when the cap is on, and you fill it up through the coolant tank, the reservoir on the left, you fill it up that way, the water stays in there, from what I can tell anyway, and circulates normally. So, like, I want to say there's some sort of pressure related problem there, but Joe thought we didn't have like a seal or something, but there was no seal with it. We didn't have any seal. So, I don't know. If you guys have any ideas what that could be, then please let me know in the comments below. So, after all that, we're still leaking, and I have no idea what it is now. So I'm about to try and drive this home now from Hastings, about a 6-mile journey. Still sounding rough, still leaking a lot of water, fluids, whatever, so I've just filled it up with water. Got 5 litres of water with me here, should be enough to get me home. It's sounding a bit rough as well, so I'm going to go to the guys next door who are these awesome, best people I've ever met in the world, mechanics who sort of do anything for anyone, no matter what time or day it is. So I'm going to go around there, ask them if they can take a look at it, see if I can get an opinion from them, and then we'll sort of we'll move on from there, I guess, and hopefully we'll have a proper diagnosis, because I can't keep having this leak water like this. Well, second time I've had to pull over on the way back. Car's heating up far too quickly. I'm having to just put water in all the time now. I'm sure it's leaking now. I think I would have got back okay if some fuckwit didn't pull out in front of me, like, basically without looking, caused me to slam on the brakes, and then having to then follow him doing 15 mile an hour for like a 60 mile an hour national limit road. And this car, I need to be going quickly but slowly at the same time so I can get home, keep some air going through the fucking car. But this absolute top twat face decided that wasn't going to be the case, and I'm down to my last 2 litres of water now, so I'm about 5 minutes from home, 10 minutes from home, so hopefully I'll be able to get there, but hey, fingers crossed. What the engine bay looks like at the moment, obviously got the cap off just for now. A lot of water down there. Water's somehow getting up to the fucking airflow meter, which I have no idea how it's getting up there. See a bit of steam coming off there. I'm pretty sure it's just whatever problem we didn't solve before, but it's leaking a lot worse than before, so whatever it was, I'm not really sure, but I guess this is part of the journey, isn't it? Part of getting this rust bucket back on the road. And this is the only thing that's kept me sane recently, so I'm really hoping that I can keep it going. So to give you an idea of how bad the car was leaking, I'm just going to show you the road from where I pulled up. This is where I was sort of slowing down. Had to come over here to reverse into this space here, and that's where I was, where I reversed back. And I finally came to a stop there. I have no idea how I actually got back, to be honest. Okay, so I've just gone to ask my neighbour to come have a quick peek at it. He's got 10 minutes, so he'll come round. Need to get Mary to have a look, see what's going on down there, so hopefully we can get some sort of diagnosis. So here are two men with exponentially more knowledge than me when it comes to any sort of car. Don't laugh.
We haven't managed to fix it yet.
Not yet, but I had to whack at it, so...
Oh, there you go.
I was saying to Simon Tess that I was just surprised that when I put it back together again, it started. That was the best thing.
Try hard to ruin one of these.
Okay, so what the diagnosis is, or maybe, we think that the water pump isn't quite sitting right. So even though obviously we've tightened it, gasket, all that's there, I think we might be sitting on an edge as opposed to sitting completely flush. Because when we're putting water in the radiator, it's coming straight out the bottom. Like there's no delay. It just sort of trickles through and out where the water pump is. So we're gonna have a look at that tomorrow. I'm not gonna do it now because I can't be bothered. But we're gonna have to take apart all the clean air pipe, and have to take that all off as well. Take out the actual intake. Probably take off the thermostat again. Got a lot to do, but it's worth it because I love my baby and I want it working again. Right, so here we are, a day later. Probably hear people shooting in the background because World War. That's Simon. That's Simon. I'm talking to myself. Yeah, about to take off the intake so we can have a better look at the water pump pulley, where that is, and hopefully get this solved today. If not, then I cry every time. Excuse the fact that I'm not wearing a shirt. It's really quite hot out here, and I'm a manly man, of course. So please give money below for webcam show. What I've had to do is pretty much take it all apart again. I'm in the process of doing it now. Belts are off, pulleys off. I need to just get back to the water pump. So everything that we did before in the video is now being done again by just me. So this is going to take a while. So here's Simon, internet star, basically showing where we went wrong. That's what happened to the gasket when we put it in. It got tucked up sort of behind where it should have been and ended up not forming, well, any sort of seal or anything. And then I think it was slightly risen.
Mm-hmm.
Did you think
Yeah.
it's slightly risen, and therefore it's just effectively a big hole?
Yeah.
Which we don't want a big hole, so new gasket and try again, I suppose. Okay, as Des goes in there to try and put the candle back on the tensioner, what he has
It's
done.
done like that.
Well done. This is water in the thermostat, and it's staying at a level which sort of, although we have to wait till it dries off because I did manage to pour half a gallon of water down there. We have to just see now if there's no leaking. I think there isn't for now, but I said that before and there was a monumental leak, so we'll see this time. Right then, so whilst these guys were being lazy, me and Richard and I three of us went to get coolant. Now actually, big thank you to Simon and Des. They pretty much put this thing back together again whilst waiting for us to go and get coolant. It's running okay fine now, it seems to be anyway, just waiting for the car to heat up enough to use the thermostat so we can see if that's working properly. No water at the bottom just yet, but there's still time for that to go wrong. So things are looking okay so far. Right, so just going to go out now to test the car, make sure it doesn't die. Going to run it around, do about 20 miles in it, get it up to temperature, make sure nothing leaks, and then hopefully that's it. It's done. We've fixed it and it's sorted, which would be pretty cool because I've only had to use a mechanic to undo a bolt so far, and that's all I've needed a mechanic for. The rest has been down to me and friends helping out, so it would be awesome if this works. So as you can tell, it's a bit later on in the day now, and I've driven about 50 miles in the car so far. No water has come out whatsoever. Temperature has been completely fine. It even runs better. It's idling at a lower RPM as well. It was idling about nearly 2 grand before, which obviously isn't good, and now it's idling at about 700 RPM, back where it should be. So I think we did it. So I want to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to my friends, especially Jolien. He really helped out a lot, and he was in the same boat as me because we both sort of suck at this sort of thing, but we learned it together, so it was really satisfying to get a good result in the end. To Richard as well, he helped out, and of course the guys next door, Des and Simon, who sort of sped everything up at the end and made it all a lot easier to get it all finally done. But yeah, that, after about 2 weeks of footage, is the water pump replaced, finally.